Active and passive voice. Look at these two pictures and read the sentences which describe them. 1. The chief guest presented the trophy to the best student. 2. The best student was presented the trophy by the chief guest. You can notice that the above two pictures are nearly the same and the sentences are also saying the same thing, but the voice is different. Most transitive verbs can occur in two voices. 1. Active voice. 2. Passive voice. Definition. A verb is said to be in the active voice when the person or thing denoted by the subject performs the action. In the first sentence, the subject, the chief guest, performs the action, presented the trophy directly on the object, the best student. The sentence structure is straightforward: subject, chief guest, plus verb, presented, plus object, trophy to the best student. Definition. A verb is said to be in the passive voice when the person or thing denoted by the subject is acted upon. The subject does not perform the action expressed in the verb. In the second sentence, the object of the active sentence, the best student, becomes the subject of the passive sentence, while the original subject, the chief guest, is moved to the end by the chief guest. The sentence structure changes to object of active sentence, the best student, plus was plus past participle of the verb, presented, plus subject of active sentence, by the chief guest. Keep in mind, active voice focuses on the doer of the action, whereas passive voice shifts the focus to the receiver or affected party of the action. Now examine the following sentences. I, the farmer, reaped the crop. Subject, the farmer. Verb, reaped. The subject is doing the action, reaped, therefore, the sentence is in active voice. 2. The crop was reaped by the farmer. Subject, the crop. Verb, was reaped. The subject is receiving or being affected by the action, was reaped. The focus of the sentence is on what happened to the crop, therefore, the sentence is in passive voice. Change of voice. The passive voice is formed with the suitable tense of the verb be followed by the past participle. Study this table. Tense. Active voice. Passive voice. Simple present. Present continuous. Present perfect. Present perfect continuous. Sing/sings. Am/is/are singing. Has/have sung. Has/have been singing. Am/is/are sung. Am/is/are being sung. Has/have been sung. Simple past. Past continuous. Past perfect. Past perfect continuous. Sang. Was/were singing. Had sung. Had been singing. Was/were sung. Was/were being sung. Had been sung. Simple future. Future continuous. Future perfect. Future perfect continuous. Will/shall sing. Will/shall be singing. Will/shall have sung. Will/shall have been singing. Will/shall be sung. Will/shall have been sung. When an active voice sentence is converted into passive voice, the sentence undergoes two major changes. The subject becomes the predicate. The verb is changed into past participle. For example, the judge pronounced the verdict. Active voice. The verdict was pronounced by the judge. Passive voice. In passive voice, the subject, the judge, is shifted to the predicate and the verb pronounced is changed to was pronounced. Questions can also be converted from active voice to passive voice, and vice versa. For example, 1. Who gave you this watch? Active voice. By whom was this watch given to you? Passive voice. 2. Do you use this razor? Active voice. Is this razor used by you? Passive voice. 3. Why did your uncle sell that house? Active voice. Why was that house sold by your uncle? Passive voice. 4. Whom did you shout at? Active voice. Who was shouted at by you? Passive voice. Keep in mind, do/does in active voice is changed into is/are in passive voice, and did in active voice is changed into was/were in passive voice. When a transitive verb has two objects, either the direct or indirect object may become the subject of the sentence in the passive. For example, 1. Mary sent me, indirect obj, a bouquet, direct obj. Active voice. I was sent a bouquet by Mary. Passive voice. Or, a bouquet was sent to me by Mary. Passive voice. 2. Grandma told me, indirect obj, stories, direct obj. Active voice. I was told stories by Grandma. Passive voice. Or, stories were told to me by Grandma. Passive voice. 3. They served me, indirect obj, ice cream, direct obj. Active voice. I was served ice cream. Passive voice. Or, ice cream was served to me. Passive voice. Imperative sentences do not have a subject. In such cases, the passive sentence begins with the word let. For example, 1. Clean this table. Active voice. Let this table be cleaned. Passive voice. 2. Do not mock the poor. Active voice. Let the poor not be mocked. Passive voice. 3. Complete your homework. Active voice. Let your homework be completed by you. Passive voice. It is normal to express actions in the active voice. However, we prefer to use the passive voice in the following cases. I, when we do not know who has done the action. For example, my wallet was stolen at the market. We do not know who stole it. A jogger was run down by a distracted driver. We do not know which driver hit him. 2. The action itself is more important than knowing who or what causes it. For example, India was freed in 1947. The phone was dropped and cracked on the pavement. Keep in mind, it is preferable to use the active voice as these sentences are simple and elegant. It is easier to understand them. Important points to remember about passive voice. Intransitive verbs cannot be expressed in the passive. The children played happily. Played does not have an object. She is going to the market. Is going does not have an object. In passive voice, we use the past participle form of the verb along with an appropriate form of the auxiliary be. Future continuous and perfect continuous tenses do not have passive forms. Detransitive verbs can have two passive forms. For example, my uncle gave me a beautiful present. Me is an indirect object, whereas a beautiful present is a direct object. So, we can change this sentence in passive voice in two ways. I was given a beautiful present by my uncle. Indirect object as the subject. A beautiful present was given to me by my uncle. Direct object as subject. Quick tip. Pay, offer, show, ask, teach, toll, etc. are some common verbs which can have two objects. When we use these verbs in the passive, it is more usual to begin with the indirect object. Passive voice whereby is omitted. It is not always necessary to include phrases like by plus in the passive sentence. For example, they informed the manager about the broken equipment. The manager was informed about the broken equipment. Not necessary to include by. Simple present. Active, sing, s. Passive, is slash are slash am sung. For example, somebody cleans the classroom after school. The classroom is cleaned after school. 2. She waters the plants every morning. The plants are watered every morning. 3. Teachers do not allow us to access the internet during work hours. We are not allowed to access the internet during work hours. Simple past. Active, sang. Passive, was slash was sung. For example, the teacher dismissed the class at exactly 3:30 p.m. The class was dismissed at exactly 3:30 p.m. 2. Someone stole my phone from my bag. My phone was stolen from my bag. Simple future. Active, will slash shall sing. Passive, will slash shall be sung. For example, somebody will decorate the classroom for the holiday celebration. The classroom will be decorated for the holiday celebration. 2. Somebody will book the hotel rooms for the conference. The hotel rooms will be booked for the conference. 3. Nobody will interrupt your presentation. Your presentation won't be interrupted. Present continuous. Active, is slash are slash am singing. Passive, is slash are slash am slash being sung. For example, somebody is monitoring our mails. Our mails are being monitored. 2. They are cancelling many flights on account of bad weather. Many flights are being cancelled on account of bad weather. 3. Where are they holding the meeting? Where is the meeting being held by them? Past continuous. Active, was slash were singing. Passive, was slash were being sung. For example, she was cooking dinner in the kitchen. Dinner was being cooked in the kitchen. 2. The company was replacing unskilled employees with trained people. Unskilled employees were being replaced with trained people. Present perfect. Active, has slash have sung. Passive, has slash have been sung. For example, are you going to the party? No, they haven't invited me. Are you going to the party? No, I haven't been invited by them. 2. Your house looks so nice. Have you painted it recently? Your house looks so nice. Has it been painted recently by you? Past perfect. Active, had sung. Passive, had been sung. For example, somebody had already cleaned the living room. The living room had already been cleaned. 2. Your request arrived too late. We had already filled the job position. Your request arrived too late. The job position had already been filled. Future perfect. Active, will slash shall have sung. Passive, will slash shall have been sung. For example, the shopkeepers will have closed shops before we reach the market. The shops will have been closed by the shopkeepers before we reach the market. 2. The government will have shifted the villagers to a safe place before sunset. The villagers will have been shifted to a safe place by the government before sunset. Modals. Active, can slash could sing. Passive, can slash could be sung. For example, we can't change the past. Past can't be changed. 2. They could see the mountains in the distance. The mountains could be seen in the distance by them. 3. You should water the plants regularly to keep them healthy. The plants should have been watered regularly by you to keep them healthy. Imperatives. Active, do it. Passive, let it be done, or it should /may/ought to /must be done. For example, I don't leave the lights on when you leave. Let the lights not be left on when you leave. Lights shouldn't be left on when you leave. 2. Answer each question. Let each question be answered. Each question should be answered. Let no question go unanswered. Notes. Imperatives can be expressed in the passive in another form as well. For example, I, please wait here. You are requested to wait here. 2. Keep the door closed. You are advised to keep the door closed. 3. Clean your desk. You are ordered to clean your desk. Sentences beginning with let. For example, I, let your sibling handle the arrangements. Let the arrangements be handled by your sibling. 2. Let your team lead the presentation. Let the presentation be led by your team. The infinitive. Active, to sing. Passive, to be sung. For example, I want you to let me think. I want to be allowed to think. 2. We will construct a 5-star hotel at this site. A 5-star hotel is to be constructed at this site. 3. Paste the notice on the board. The notice is to be pasted on the door. It is said, he is said to. These sentences can be expressed in the passive in 2 ways. For example, people believe she is the CEO's daughter. It is said that she is CEO's daughter. She is believed to be the CEO's daughter. 2. Reports indicate they have won the championship. It is reported that the championship has been won by them. They are reported to have won the championship. Keep in mind, we can use these structures with the following verbs: believe, consider, expect, know, report, think. Converting passive voice to active voice. 1. To change from passive voice to active voice, make the doer of the action the subject of the sentence. 2. Passive sentences usually contain a form of the verb to be, is, was, were, etc. While converting to active voice, remove or adjust this helping verb based on the tense. 3. Ensure that the verb tense remains the same after the conversion. The verb will likely need to be conjugated correctly for the new subject. 4. If the passive sentence doesn't mention who performed the action, you'll need to add a subject based on context or general knowledge. Examples. 1. Passive voice. The novel was thoroughly analyzed by the students. Active voice. The students thoroughly analyzed the novel. 2. Passive voice. The report will be submitted by the team tomorrow. Active voice. The team will submit the report tomorrow. 3. Passive voice. The answers were discussed by the teacher during the class. Active voice. The teacher discussed the answers during the class. 4. Passive voice. The artwork had been praised by critics before the exhibition. Active voice. Critics had praised the artwork before the exhibition. 5. Passive voice. The decision has been made by the committee. Active voice. The committee has made the